Hello, everyone. My name is Lisa Huang, and I have worked in various industries for 18 years to oversee all the aspects of accounting operations and government filing, ensuring the reports and operations are in compliance with accounting principles and regulations. Thanks, Dandly, for giving me this opportunity to share what I have learned from my experience with SMEs. Small and medium enterprise or SMEs are vital to the global economy. According to the World Bank, SMEs represent about 19% of business and more than 15% of employment worldwide. However, while they are critical drivers of innovation and job creation, they face unique challenges that often threaten their survival. Today, I'll introduce some key challenges SMEs face, lessons we've learned, and practical takeaways to help businesses thrive. Main challenges SMEs face: first, access to financing remains the top challenge. A 2023 report from the OECD shows that over 15% of SMEs struggle to access sufficient funding, especially in times of economic uncertainty. Most SMEs rely on bank loans or credit lines, which are not only harder to get, but also come at higher interest rates. According to 2023 OECD report, SMEs in many countries pay 1.5 to 4% more in interest than large corporations. In the year of 2023, average business loan rate for large corporations was 5 to 6%, but for SMEs, it's 7 to 10%. Second, market competition is fiercer than ever. SMEs must compete not only with local business but also large multinationals and fast-moving startups. Third, attracting and retaining talent is difficult. A LinkedIn study last year found that SMEs experience turnover rates 2 times higher than large enterprises. Fourth, digital transformation is both an opportunity and a hurdle. A 2023 Cisco survey found that only 24% of SMEs feel confident in their digital capabilities. Fifth, compliance and regulation present heavy administrative burdens, often disproportionately impacting smaller firms. A 2023 survey by the International Federation of Accountants found that SMEs spend up to 5 times more per employee on regulatory compliance than large firms. Additionally, regulation often changes quickly, and small businesses usually don't have in-house legal teams or compliance officers to keep up. This results in a risk of unintentional non-compliance, fines, or even reputational damage. And finally, economic uncertainty hurts SMEs more than it does to large corporations. When the inflation and interest rate spiked in 2023 and 2024, borrowing became much more expensive. Supplier costs rose, and SMEs with limited bargaining power couldn't easily pass these costs on to their customers. A survey by the Canadian Federation of Independent Business in early 2024 found that over 16% of SMEs said Rising costing and interest rates were the biggest threat, and nearly 1 in 5 reported they were considering downsizing or closing if the situation continued. So what we learned from these challenges? First, adaptability is the biggest advantage SMEs have. Keep your business model flexible. Business that quickly adjusted during COVID-19, such as moving online, offline delivery, or switching product lines, had higher survival rates. Look at companies like Zoom, originally a niche B2B service that quickly pivoted to mass market adoption during the pandemic. Second, financial literacy and cash flow management are essential. A survey by JP Morgan Chase shows the medium small business has less than 27 days of cash buffer. So, understanding cash flow, budget, and investment is critical to SMEs, such as knowing your cash conversion cycle can help you plan ahead for borrowing or investing. Third, building networks and partnerships create resilience. Collaborations can open new markets and share operational risks. Fourth, early adoption of technology is not operational anymore. So it's not optional anymore. It's critical for customer engagement, operations, and data protection. Lastly, SMEs that stay customer focused and build strong loyalty have a better chance of weathering disruptions. Last, I'd like to share a real example from my own experience to illustrate the risks SMEs face when expanding too aggressively. I knew a company that was in a very strong financial position. It had millions of dollars in cash reserves and a loyal customer base. However, the board and the management decided to pursue rapid expansion. They invested heavily in new projects, new offices, and new hiring without fully validating the market demand. The growth strategy was bold, but lacked market testing and risk management. Over time, the company's cash reserves were quickly depleted. The new investments didn't generate the expected returns, and operational costs increased significantly. The company had to borrow money from banks, and non-repayments added extra financial pressure. Unfortunately, despite starting from a place of financial strength, the company was unable to recover and ultimately went out of business. This experience taught me a few powerful lessons. First, sustainable growth is more important than rapid growth, such as invest money gradually. When the new revenue is able to cover the costs of the first stage of expansion, then we can move to the next stage and invest more. Second, cash reserves are not just there to fund expansion. They are a vital buffer against uncertainty. Cash reserves support sustainable growth by giving a business the time and breathing room to adapt rather than react. If possible, a business can set aside a fixed percentage of monthly revenue into a reserve fund to increase long-term stability. And third, every strategic decision should be grounded in careful market research, financial analysis, and a clear understanding of risks. It's a reminder that even successful SMEs must be cautious and deliberate when scaling their businesses. Every expansion move must be backed by real data, market testing, and financial planning. Witnessing this firsthand really shaped my understanding of SME challenges and reinforced how crucial it is to balance ambition with prudence. To summarize, SMEs are the heart of the economy, but survival and success depend on strategic decisions, especially in uncertain times. By understanding the common challenges, learning from real-world examples, and applying key takeaways, SMEs can not only survive, they can thrive and lead innovation in their industries. The key for success is the ability to adapt quickly. Like Charles Darwin said, it is not the strongest of the species that survives, nor the most intelligent. It is the one most adaptable to change. If you have any requests or questions, please send it to hello@dandly.net. Thank you.